Hey, Mike Callahan here with a quick video. Had a lot of questions last week talking about the Wiki, or what is a Wiki. So this is pretty much platform independent. So a lot of different software companies have this, or CRMs, customer relationship management softwares. But a Wiki is a place where you store all the knowledge in your head and be able to share it with everyone in your organization. So this is something we started using back in the day on a product called Know It All software, and eventually recreated that into Service Autopilot, where we now operate our business. But this video is really applicable to any software company, because most software companies that we use in our service industries have this feature, whether it's called a Wiki or something else. But the Wiki basically is what I would suggest doing is taking all the things in your head and all the questions, predominantly all the questions that your staff is asking you, and you have to answer on a daily or weekly basis. And what you do is you document all the things in your head and put them in the Wiki. And now what happens is when your crew leader calls you and says, hey, where's the mechanics? You're referring them back to the Wiki. Well, did you check the Wiki? Or when your secretary calls you, your admin, and says, hey, they're asking certain details about maybe a routing number for the bank, deposits, or certain things like that. We want to take all those things that we hold hostage in our head and document them inside the Wiki, and hopefully include PDFs or basically long copy, as well as videos, and have those all in there. And giving your team the ability to that knowledge database takes that knowledge silo and disseminates it across the organization. And that is one of the keys to freedom in the business. So what we did at Callahan's Lawn Care is, it took several years, but every question that we got, we would stick in the Wiki and document it. And I had a pretty good idea of what was inside the Wiki and what wasn't in the Wiki. So if I knew 90% chance it was in there, I would refer the person back in my business to the Wiki. So no matter whether it was an admin or someone in the field, no matter who it was, we sent them to the Wiki. We're like, did you check the Wiki? And if they came back and said it wasn't in the Wiki, then I would go back and confirm it wasn't in there and put that on my list of things to do for the week. So the idea is we want to create a place that saves all the general knowledge in your business and put it in there. And when this gets really interesting is once you have pretty much all the answers in there and you're starting to update them on a regular basis as the business grows, if you want to go on vacation or if you want to sell your business, the ability for your team to be reliant on the knowledge inside the software is an extremely powerful tool. It will help take that value when you go to sell your business or retire and exponentially raise it. Because now, most companies, when you go to sell it, or when the business owner leaves for vacation, there's an issue. So when you go to sell your business, traditionally it's 6, 12, maybe 24 months that the business owner has to stick around to transition the business. But one of the key parts of the transition is getting all the stuff out of the business owner's head that they traditionally don't want to share. But if you're ever looking to exit or retire, taking the knowledge out of your head and putting in that Wiki is an instrumental move. Because at that point, you're not needed when that business transitions and sold. Or even better, if you want to leave for 2-3 weeks on vacation and you don't constantly picking up your cell phone answering questions of where do we pick up more fertilizer, or what's the contact person and phone number person at Ewing for irrigation parts, or so on and so on. We want to document everything in there, no matter how base it is. If someone is asking you that question at least once or twice a year, put it in the Wiki. And I recommend making subheaders in that Wiki. So sales, marketing, HR, finances, and then maybe some external ones as far as equipment and asset management, and different things that would be applicable for parts and things like that. But by creating subheaders and creating a very standardized naming convention, they're easily sortable. So if you're going in 10 period space marketing, whatever that is, 20 dot sales, 50 dot internal / HR. So where is an HR thing that always came up at Callahan's if one of the main people in my office was out is, where's the direct deposit form? Where do I find the link for that? Where do I find the tax information packet that they have to sign out. So everything, whether it's online or physically in your office, should be documented in that wiki. And now we're going to make the people in our business reliable to the wiki and not us as the business owner. And that's when we start to buy that freedom on that we hear about. And if you believe in that Michael Gerber is working on it, not in it, this is one of the main keys of freedom, to work on the business and not in it. Because if we're constantly fighting fires and putting them out each and every day and answering questions, there's no way that we can concentrate for 30 minutes, let alone 4 or 5 hours on the business and actually starting to grow a system and process. So the challenge, or at least the question today, is what is a wiki in any software platform? If your software platform doesn't have a wiki, in my opinion, you can buy a third-party one, but it's probably time to shop for a new software platform, because any reputable software company that I've used for the service industry over the last 20-something years has had a wiki in it. But we want to take that wiki, we store all our knowledge, all the video links, everything in there. A real basic example is when we go to winterize the fertilizing tanks in upstate New York. Before we automated it in repetitive tasks, we would have the manufacturer's video, the training text, the time and deadline it needed to be done, and pictures with the manufacturer's video, and a shopping list of materials. So no longer was, if it's time to winterize the spray tanks, what do I need to do and when's it due by? The software had it documented, so I could take the individual responsible for that and point them to that knowledge database. So challenge today, drop some comments if you're using the wiki in any software platform you're using. But the challenge today, and write some comments, hold yourself accountable. Are you going to start taking the things in your head as a business owner or business manager and document them in a central knowledge base like a wiki? So now everything that's in your head is accessible to the organization. If you ever got hurt, fell sick, or you wanted to leave on vacation, it's there. And then when you go to sell your business or retire, the transition of the knowledge is already in place, and the business isn't revolving around you as a single point of failure. So challenge today is, let's go out, let's start building some features and knowledge in the database of your wiki, and start buying that time back to be able to work on it, not in it, as Michael Gerber says. So if you're watching this live today, I'm going to be back on the 2-day implementer event for Simple Growth, starting back up at 9 a.m. today. And if you haven't moved on that and you're using Service Autopilot, we're going to have the ability for people to join on a recorded version of that as well, starting probably Wednesday of this week. So I spent the night burning the midnight oil, getting all those videos cleaned up and embedded, and they're ready to go for day 1. We're hopping into day 2 today. But main point of the video is, what is a wiki? It's a knowledge database or silo that we're taking what's in your head and putting it into a software in a very easily searchable manner. We like to use naming conventions. So 10.marketing, 20.sales, maybe 50.internal/HR. You kind of get the idea. Create a naming convention and plug each knowledge thing underneath that header. And simple as simple as just, where is your mechanic? If that's ever a question, you put that in the wiki. Where's the direct deposit forms? Put that in the wiki. Whatever the questions are that are starting to suck your time away as a business owner and get you away from strategic leadership and growing and scaling your business, you want to stick that in there. And as we continue to hire a staff, it gets uncomfortable because people don't want to give away what their job is. People want to hold that tight and hold it hostage. But if you're looking to grow and scale your business, because in my opinion, if you're not growing, you're dying as a business. Everybody's position right now is going to be replaced by someone else, because our goal as a business owner is to continue to evolve and create a better lifestyle and more ROI, return on investment, on those people and your staff. So as we bring somebody in, if they're a good cultural fit, my idea is we want to sit them down, get them to buy into the idea that they're not going to be in that position forever. There's upward mobility and movement. In order to make that upward mobility and movement happen, they need to continue to document their job as it evolves, so the next person in can walk in and jump in 2 feet in, and within a week or so be up and running, and that next person can jump into their new position. But if we don't document all the knowledge and workflow in the wiki that's in that person's head, not alone just the owners, we have a hard time scaling and growing a business, because to evolve to the next position, they have to basically train the replacement, and after they train them, they're going to get sucked into the firefighting as a business owner is just the same because they're answering all the questions where things are and how they happen. So not only as a business owner do you want to utilize a wiki, but you also want to get your team to buy into the methodology of we need to document each position, because as we grow and scale the business, we need to have people continue to evolve. And as you evolve, you don't want to get sucked back into the question answering and the firefighting of the position you left. So it's a twofold approach. Business owner first, team whole approach is definitely the way to go. So comments or questions drop them below. If you are joining us on day number 2 of the 2-day live streaming implementer event, feel free. And if you haven't joined us yet, if you look on the Simple Growth Facebook page, you could definitely get in on day number 2 and get the video of day number 1. So we'll see you there later today.